The album for Stephen Sondheim's newest and last musical was released recently, and one of the standout tracks is The Soldier's Dream. It's a beautiful and well-written song that has quickly become one of my favorites. In this video, we'll dive deep into music analysis of this incredible piece. If you haven't listened to the song yet, I highly recommend you do so before we get started. I've noticed that The Soldier's Dream is a favorite for many, though the Bishop's song is also quite popular. What's your favorite song from the musical? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so please comment below. As mentioned in my previous videos, there are very few songs in this musical, with my last video focusing on the absence of songs in Act 2. In this particular scene from Act 1, after 2 previous failed attempts to eat a meal, the group of friends arrives at a third restaurant. Their meal is interrupted by the US Army searching for drug cartel smugglers. The colonel then asks his lieutenant to share a dream that he had, leading into The Soldier's Dream. And also, Fritz and the soldier inexplicably and immediately fall in love, Romeo and Juliet style. Act 1 is loosely based on the movie, The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie. The Soldier's Dream is inspired by the many surreal dreams in the film and the recurring handsome soldier character.
J'allais entrer pour la première fois au collège militaire.
C'est très bien. Votre père veut vous voir maintenant.
There's a scene in the movie where the army general says, "We've got our orders, we must move out immediately," but the soldier asks, before we go, can I share the dream I had? And the general's like, bet.
Je regrette, madame, mais les ordres sont les ordres. Messieurs, nous partons. Mon colonel. Oui. Ah, parfaitement. Le sergent a un rêve très sympathique à vous raconter.
J'ai fait un rêve la semaine dernière. Je me promenais à la tombée du jour dans une rue très commerçante.
The main accompaniment figure of the song has a distinctive shape and, at least at the start, is quite dissonant. First, a quick notation lesson, also because I need to justify my expensive conservatory composition degree. I was having difficulties trying to notate this, and I had conversations with many of my musician friends about this. When writing something like this, you want to find an ideal balance of notating it accurately and being able to read. There are so many ways to notate this passage, but I eventually settled on this. I'll be interested to know how Sondheim notated it, and how it is officially engraved when the sheet music is released. Does anybody know or have opinions? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, although maybe I'm reading too heavily into this, the bottom notes mirror the exact notes and the key of the prologue from Sondheim's Sweeney Todd. Meanwhile, the top notes form a dominant 7 chord, similar to the beginning of Happiness from another late Sondheim musical, Passion. Also, I highly recommend you watch the opening to this underrated musical if you haven't already. While Happiness starts on a B7 chord, The Soldier's Dream starts on a D7 chord. The song has many connections to Happiness, not just in its musical composition, but also as an earnest love duet. Also, it helps that the actor Jin Ha sounds exactly like Jerry Shea.
It's the end of the world. I thought I knew what love was.
One of the main motifs in this song are these 3 notes, and variations of it, always with a single step, then a large interval in the other direction. We hear it at the end of the accompaniment figure and the melody.
I was in a cafe, which looks somewhat like this, sitting next to a girl who looks something like you, and she whispered her name.
When we reach the next section of the song, Oh My God,
Oh my God!
the melody is a slight inverse of the previous motif, just with a smaller interval, and also featured quite prominently in the chorus of Happiness.
All this happiness, merely from a glance in the park, so much happiness.
Our accompaniment opens up to something more wide and harmonic.
It's the end of the world.
We are in the key of C. And this middle section sounds so much like Passion. Which part specifically, I'm not sure. Most of it, I don't know.
When we never had met, then I looked in her eyes, and I thought, oh my God.
By far, my favorite section is this. We started in our key of C, we drop down to a B flat chord, which sinks down to an A7 suspended chord in order to resolve to a D. It's called a suspended chord because the 4th scale degree kind of just hangs up there suspended before it typically drops down to the 3rd scale degree, completing the A7 dominant chord.
My life, I've no farther to go. I want only to be with you, live with you, die with you, that much I know.
But listen carefully to the horn part, as it is suspended on the 4th scale degree, but instead of dropping, it rises up before dropping down.
I want only to be with you, live with you, die with you, that much I know.
It is insanely clever how Sondheim snuck the motif into this horn counterpoint line so beautifully. And finally, jumping to the end of the song, the "Oh my God" gets turned around to match the motif in increasing intervals.
Oh my God, oh my God.
In conclusion, The Soldier's Dream is a fascinating piece that showcases Sondheim's genius in blending music and storytelling. The song's intricate composition, from its dissonant accompaniment to its clever use of motifs, makes it a compelling and memorable part of Sondheim's final musical. As we continue to explore the songs and themes of this extraordinary work, I invite you to share your thoughts and favorite moments in the comments. Thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing and supporting my channel on Patreon.